essentially, what I noticed while I was gone was we had a mission accomplished moment with Doge. And if you're a kid and you got no idea what I'm talking about, I put together this meme, and it's Elon Musk and Donald Trump standing in front of a big mission accomplished banner on an aircraft carrier. And this, of course, is in reference to George W. Bush giving a speech on an aircraft carrier in 2003 that had a big mission accomplished banner behind him talking about how we had succeeded and won the war in Iraq and we'd done our job. And what do you know, 20 years later,
we're still there.
We're still messing with these countries. So it's this moment where they're like, yeah, we did it. And they clearly did not do it. And it kept getting worse and worse. And the whole mission accomplished thing was fake. And that's how I feel about Doge right now.
It's not real.
It's not real. Let me play this nice video that the White House posted as we're talking about Doge. The Department of Government Efficiency is victorious in slashing waste, fraud, and abuse.
Elon Musk has given me his complete and total endorsement. I will create a government efficiency commission tasked with conducting a complete financial and performance audit of the entire federal government and making recommendations for drastic reforms. As the first order of business, this commission will develop an action plan to totally eliminate fraud and improper payments within 6 months.
This is an order creating and implementing the Department of Governmental Efficiency, known as Doge.
That's a big one. I have created the brand new Department of Government Efficiency.
Can you pause real quick?
Perhaps you've heard of it.
I don't think we gave enough credit to the fact that a freaking meme coin
Yeah, a little bit.
made it
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
to an official executive order.
That's Elon Musk for you,
I mean,
right
think
there,
about the fact that Doge, a joke,
yeah,
start-
a joke coin,
Literally a
pushed by
joke
Musk
coin.
for a while, became
made it.
a joke agency. How about that? Yeah.
You know, looks like when you build things on the foundation of
Yeah.
a joke, they just remain a joke.
It's the greatest troll ever that is still just the greatest troll
It's-
ever,
yeah.
apparently.
This is just lip service.
Yeah. All right, let's see just how fake this video is. Do not accept this. If you are a Trump supporter out there, if you voted for Trump like Charlie and I both did, and you were so pumped about Doge, and you're an Elon Musk fan like Charlie and I both are. I'm a big Elon Musk fan, okay?
I went on this amazing rant a couple months ago about how amazing this is.
Okay.
It was all fake. Fugazi. Fairy dust.
Do not take this as a win, them just saying that we did these things. You have to have real stuff. This is not about stuff to throw out to win the next election or whatever. We got real problems that really need solved.
Yeah, and what has been revealed, by the way, is that the apparatus is too big.
Yes. And they haven't even revealed.
It's too big.
They haven't revealed 10% of the stuff that needs to be revealed.
Yeah. You heard at the beginning of the video, he's going to audit the entire federal government.
Mm-hmm. Whole thing.
That's not going to happen.
How'd they do with the Pentagon?
Yeah.
Over there.
It's not going to happen.
I'm sure they're going to do that. All right, let's finish this propaganda piece right here.
Slashing all of the fraud, waste, and theft we can find. We will defeat inflation, bring down mortgage rates, lower car payments and grocery prices, protect our seniors, and put more money in the pockets of American families.
That is going to do more to unleash innovation, to unleash economic prosperity, when you don't have this crushing bureaucracy that answers to nobody sitting on top of the American people.
Well, we're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars of money that's going to places where it shouldn't be going. I ran on this, and the people want me to find it. And I've had a great help with Elon Musk, who's been terrific.
We are going line by line when it comes to the federal government's books. American taxpayers will see significant savings because of that effort.
These are systematic, programmatic reforms that we're talking about here.
People work their whole lives and pay taxes, yet they find out that they've been giving $2 million to Guatemala for sex changes. It's outrageous.
We've been overwhelmed with the positive response of Elon's effort. There's going to be so much savings because of what Doge is doing that you should be really, really excited about it.
I'm very proud of the job that this group are doing. They're doing it at my insistence. It would be a lot easier not to do it, but we have to take some of these things apart to find the corruption. We found tremendous corruption.
I like how he threw in there, they're doing it at my insistence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, when Trump was asked about this, what he said was that, well, we have to fix the government first. You know, the reason why we can't codify these cuts and we have to basically the Doge savings is then being flipped over to military spending, basically, and all this stuff. It's big. Well, you just got to be patient. This is a mess.
Yeah.
We got to fix it. We have to fund USAID and all this stuff so we could fix it. It's totally bogus. And what I said earlier, I think, is what's the most frustrating part is that the apparatus may be too big because they have the GOP and the Democrats. They're both in the pocketbooks.
Yeah.
And they're both drawing from it, and they both benefit. And when everybody benefits, you're not going to be able to get rid of it.
It's
disgusting.
It's not just that. I mean, I still have to blame it a lot on the people. Like, if posting this video and telling people that Doge had successes works for like 70 million Americans that thought this was a good idea, or however many Americans ended up voting for Trump, and if that worked for them, then I place a lot of blame on them for not actually being serious about this stuff. I still think that if the people in Congress thought that if they did not codify Doge savings, or if they did not cut spending, that they would all get fired in favor of people who were actually going to cut spending, then they would cut spending.
Unless they can get Trump to talk about it this way.
Yeah, you just talk about it and you say it happened. Like all these savings that they're saying happened, none of this stuff happened, guys. The stuff that they canceled, what do you think they did? You think that they decided to spend less money? They're spending it on something else instead. And they're saying that's efficiency. They stopped saying that they're going to cut all this money, this $2 trillion from the budget. The efficient thing is that the money was getting used for inefficient purposes. So there's no promise that they're going to pay off the debt or get rid of the deficit. It's just going to make things more efficient. And so what we're turning this into is ways to make the government more efficient. So when you cancel this stupid sex contract for Guatemala or the gay comic books in Peru, you just spend it on something that is more efficient for the government to be spending money on. Yeah.
Like bombs.
That kind of thing.
We need those.
You got to have bombs for sure.
We'll just add an extra contract with Raytheon.
Some of the things here, or we're going to give it to Palantir, as we'll probably talk about tomorrow when we actually have time to dig into some things. Speaker Mike Johnson says, "Thank you, Elon Musk, for your selfless, patriotic service to our country. Elon and the Doge team dug through the bureaucracy and shined a light on massive waste, fraud, and abuse. They have saved the American people billions of dollars and are updating old and inefficient systems across the federal government."
They are doing that. They're updating
some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. All while providing Republicans with a list of targets of pointless programs that congressional action will address, we promise.
We're
definitely going to do that soon. Yeah, for sure.
We got the list.
Mm-hmm. They have it right here. And as soon as we pass that thing over there, I promise you we'll get to cutting things. That's what's going to happen. Doge has done amazing work. You know, one of the problems with this big spending bill, the big beautiful bill, is that it doesn't cut. Like, that's one of the problems. They're not getting some Republicans to come on and pass it, is because it's not actually cutting spending. But then they're saying, oh, yeah, we'll do those spending cuts after we do this big, beautiful bill. So why don't you couple those two things together? You bring in spending cuts, okay, and you do the big, beautiful bill at the same time. People say the big, beautiful bill is going to add this much to the deficit and the debt. You know what would help the big, beautiful bill score better with the CBO? You put spending cuts in it. Yeah. And then it's not going to add as much on to the debt.
Yeah. And then you probably get all Republicans to vote for it.
Crazy stuff out there right now, guys, but this is something that you could do. See, Doge has done amazing work and will continue to deliver on the demands to make our government more efficient. The House is, what I'm worried is that we're going to get all the bad possibilities with an efficient government and none of the good ones. You know, by that I mean, what if the government becomes more efficient at doing really, really bad government things? You know, but it doesn't take care of any of the bad efficiency and spending problems. We just get a more efficient, like, killing apparatus.
And one of the problems with this is that, like, it staves off people from getting angry enough to actually do something about it. I think that was your point. You know, like, you should be angry that your tax dollars are being wasted in this way, so much so that we should have enough people angry enough that they refuse to pay taxes so the government does something about it.
That's what they should do.
But we don't. People are not angry enough.
And now that they really are just flat out lying, they're doing this thing to make people happy. Doge has saved American taxpayers. This is a graphic posted out by the White House. It says Doge has saved American taxpayers $170 billion, which is equivalent to $1,056 per taxpayer. Everyone's taxes go down that you're going to pay next year?
Nope.
Is that what's going to happen?
No.
Are you going to pay less money towards all that stuff?
No. In fact, if they just codify the current tax cuts, it's going to basically stay the same.
It's going to stay the same. Yeah, pretty much. No, because they haven't actually codified any of these spending cuts. They just said, hey, here's what we've identified. And then everyone's like, cool.
Yeah.
And then they just turn around and go back to spending things. It's just, it's pretty wild. They put out this fact sheet here. Doge has saved American taxpayers $170 billion. They've got a live Doge tracker here. In just 7 weeks, Doge canceled 523,000 of the 4.6 million active U.S. government credit cards. They got to have crazy points.
By the way, that's impressive. How many federal government employees are there? 2 million?
Like 2 million.
And they've got more than double.
Double. Well, they got to get those new bonuses, the new point bonuses. They were trying to be efficient, you know. That's wild. So I'm sure that's a good thing. Like you're canceling, you can't even get the number, by the way, down to 4 million. Like they got 4.6 million active credit cards, and they're like, yeah, we canceled 523,000, so now we've only got 4.1 million active credit cards instead of 4.6. Still quite a lot, okay? The Social Security Administration executed a major cleanup of the records, marking 12.3 million number holders, all listed age 120 or older, as deceased. That's not too big of a deal for Social Security, but could have ripple effects in other areas for getting government loans or even regular loans, like different fraud that can happen.
Different fraud,
where they reference the Social Security database. So, but there's not really been any evidence thrown out there that there were people collecting Social Security for 150-year-olds or anything. That really never came to fruition there. They executed the first ever all-digital, no paperwork federal retirement after exposing that the Office of Personnel Management uses a literal mine in Pennsylvania to manage documentation.
Good. I mean, that's a good one.
It's a good one. It created an opportunity for a funny meme. One of our first Elon Musk responses to a meme of ours was that story right there. So that's cool. So that's a win for Doge, I guess, because it got Elon Musk to respond to one of our memes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take that. Over 200,000 federal bureaucrats have been laid off since President Trump took office, while private sector employment has surged. Now, this is something that, of course, we have supported this whole time. It just turned out the courts have come in and told them that they can't fire a bunch of these people, and they can't even pay them to quit working because the unions didn't want to do this either. And so a lot of the things that Doge tried to do, sure, it's been blocked by a lot of courts. You know, it's taken a long time. I think Elon Musk has kind of gotten sick of it. You could tell this clip came out before I left, but they were asking him if he was backing off because of blowback. And I think the answer is that he has messed up his reputation and his car brand. And I think he knows, because he's a smart guy, when he's not in the room with Trump having to
kiss his ass,
kiss Trump's ass the entire time, I think he knows that this was all a waste of his time.
In terms of political spending, I'm going to do a lot less in the future.
And why is that?
I think I've done enough.
Is it because of blowback?
Well, if I see a reason to do political spending in the future, I will do it. I do not currently see a reason.
Okay. What about...
Okay. So he doesn't currently see a reason. Now, there are plenty of reasons you could come up with to do political spending. I really believe that he saw this cost him a lot, probably, as far as his reputation and
more than the amount of money he actually just sent.
Yeah. Damage to his own personal brand and his car brand. And I think if I were just to guess, he's decided that not much is going to happen from this, really, at all. That even a few of the small things that might actually happen are not going to be enough to change the trajectory that the government is on. That people are just not taking this seriously.